lincoln.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Do the holidays make you humbug? Then get happy again with Nebraska Lottery Merry Money Holiday Scratch Tickets. They're fast, fun, easy, and make great stocking stuffers, party favors, or last-minute gifts. Hey, they even put a smile on Scrooge's face. Stop by your favorite Nebraska Lottery retailer and pick up a pocket full of Merry Money Holiday Scratch Tickets today. They'll make your spirit bright. Top prize odds vary by game.
Fight fans, Dynasty Combat Sports returns to the Pinnacle Bank Arena on Friday, November 21st for a massive night of cage fighting action. UFC veteran Derek Minner headlines as he faces Missouri's Jacob Ritchie. In the co-main event, Lincoln's Nate Morrow battles Ashton Caniglia, with Sean Lindgren and Jeremy Small throwing down in the featured pro bout. Local prospects Easton Edmond, Boudin, and Andrew Huffman lead the amateur side. 16 total fights are set for another electric night in the cage. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com or the arena box office. Fight card subject to change.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert. Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostreiter. Watch out! Lafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Thursday to you. Happy Thursday to you. Happy Thursday to you. Nick, happy Thursday. We are 2 more sleeps before Nebraska takes on the Penn State Nittany Lions. They're in State College, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. East Coast. Nick, I got one question for you.
What is up?
Leg check.
Leg check, wobbly, but they're intact, so we're good.
So did you end up working them yesterday as well?
I did. I did.
You just got to work out that kind of that.
Just get past
that lactic acid.
Yeah, get past the worst part of it all, and eventually they'll start to feel like normal again.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you,
Nick. Progress is only.
Oh, it hurts.
Progress happens in pain.
There's a lot of pain.
It's got to be some pain, man.
I mean, I was even like stepping out of the shower today, and when you have to lift your leg over the tub, that's. I was worried about, you set your right foot out and it's like, man, okay, there's a moment there as I lift my left leg over where all my weight is on my right leg and it's wobbling. Nick, and it ultimately, I was able to straddle myself. We're good.
Pain must be invited before progress arrives.
Well, I guess it's invited. Welcome,
Coach. Welcome. We here, Blanks.
Yeah.
Coach Brown would always say, you got to invite pain, baby. You got to invite pain. I was like, well, in high school, I didn't have that philosophy.
It came a little easier to me here.
Folks, we got a tremendous Thursday packed with you. Kind of the show rundown, if you would. Of course, we're going to kind of go over the place this first segment. But at 9:30, we're going to discuss, how the politicians are politicking and firings and hirings. And, I mean, it's happening at LSU. It's happening. A lot of it took place even at North Carolina with Belichick being hired and other places as well. We're going to get into that. Well, of course, we'll talk Nebraska football at 10, kind of really breaking down the Nittany Lions between the numbers. And then we're going to discuss that Lane is now off the board. It looks like, first of all, he's already got a job.
Do you think he's off the – what has changed in your mind in the last 24 hours? Because you said that, and I was surprised to see that as well.
Nick, I think,
what do you
like to say, as you like to say, the tea leaves. Well, the tea leaves are even speaking right now. I mean, they're not just tea leaves.
Yeah.
There's just, I would be shocked if he was back at Ole Miss. I'll put it that way.
Well, here's
the amount of money that's being thrown out there.
Well, here's what I would say. We saw a good old fashioned agent game yesterday, where Florida also, by Florida and by just Florida's folks, where they leak that they're going to have a meeting with John Sumrall, the Tulane head coach. John Sumrall then puts the X on that one and says, "Whoa, we're not having a meeting tonight." So then On3 had to report that against their initial reporting that the meeting was called off the books. And John Sumrall then tweets out, a picture of his quarterbacks and says, "My favorite meeting tonight is with my quarterbacks." And so it's just, once again, Now, does the idea of somebody else meeting with Florida do that for Lane to where Lane's like, okay, no, wait, okay, I'm in, we're good? I don't know. There's a lot to get to. It feels like there is a developing situation every day with this story.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have 2 weeks left in the regular season, plus what Ole Miss is going to be in a playoff. They'll probably be in the playoff, I would imagine. Ole Miss is.
Yeah.
Another 10-win season for them, third consecutive 10-win season for the Rebels there. There's still a lot of season left in this. Signing day, yes, is a couple of weeks away, but man, it just feels like there's obviously that on the college football side of things. Nebraska basketball plays this evening. Nebraska volleyball plays this evening. So there is just a lot to get to.
There's a lot to get to. Of course, the Nebraska women actually beat the brakes off of Oral Roberts. That was not a surprise right there. They're up close to 30 at the half, so we'll dig in those numbers as well.
Yeah.
Nick, let me ask you this, man. And I know I've asked you this before. In text line, let us know what you would do as well. 402-464-5685. At Ole Miss, you are basically the Steve Spurrier of Ole Miss right now. Okay. Obviously, there's not a natty, but you've made them relevant in the top. They've been ever since he's been there for the most part. They've been ranked in the top 15, top 25 for sure. You've become the media darling the past couple of years. One of the biggest things that I love, if you haven't not watched it, pull it up on YouTube or something like that. His interview about stepping away from booze completely. I mean, he's just a different dude, man. His personality, the way he, talks with the media, with his players. His Twitter game is off the handles, man.
Yeah.
His Twitter game is just off the handles. I love his Twitter. You got it seems like he's at peace in Oxford. So, Nick, let me ask you, man, if you're him, what would be a reason to leave besides the money?
I think, okay, in addition to the money, I think there are recruiting advantages in Florida that they don't have in Mississippi.
Absolutely.
I think that there is, you mentioned the name Steve Spurrier. Lane has well-documented admiration for Steve Spurrier's career.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to, I don't want to say wrap up your career, but if all things go well, probably finish your coaching career at a place like Florida, at the same place where one of your college football idols did it as a coach, is probably a pretty cool opportunity there. And I still wonder, and I don't think we have enough sample size yet of this. I still wonder if name recognition and bias, unintentional bias, matter when it comes to the college football playoff. And what I mean by that is where certain schools are given better chances to make a college football playoff. I think just in the history of college football, you have Florida, who's known as one of the more successful programs, especially in comparison to Ole Miss. And I think Lane just looks at it also as, AD, at the end of the day, these guys never think that they're going to fail.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you.
I don't think you can have that mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for the folks that are out there saying, and this is something that I've learned over the last couple of years just covering this, is that for the folks out there saying, well, he wins now. Why would he jeopardize that, right? Because he could go to Florida, win 10 games, win 8 games, and it'd be fine for some places. He'd be safe at Ole Miss if he won 8 or 9 games. He might not be safe at Florida if he wins 8 or 9 games. So why would you jeopardize that? Well, because in Lane's mind and every single coach's mind, they do not think that they will lose.
Nick, his record right now is 54-19 at Ole Miss. It's 31 as far as SEC conference games. He's 31-17. He's been there since December of 2019. This marks his sixth season there after this year. His body of work speaks for itself. To your point, Nick, I think that's the biggest thing. And let's be honest. I mean, it's not knocking Ole Miss, but there's really not a comparison between the stage of Florida and the stage of Ole Miss. You take Ole Miss before Lane gets there, it's even a bigger gap as far as that goes, as far as relevancy. And the history, the DNA of Florida, the swamp, Nick, it's an amazing place. I've never watched a game there. I've been there and spoke there, but that swamp, even in an empty swamp, you can just feel the nostalgia of great, of the great teams they've had there and the history of there. And like you said, Nick, I mean, let's be honest, man. He could recruit his own state, oftentimes not even have to leave. Obviously you're going to get other guys, but the guys that were going to Miami maybe not so much Florida State, but Florida State too. Lane Kiffin immediately flips the map if he goes to Florida. He flips it if he goes there.
Yeah, I go back to prior to Lane, and I mean, obviously it was Hugh Freeze for the large group of it, or large amount of time, right, from like 2012 to 2016 or so. Hugh Freeze and Ole Miss was fine. The highest that they ever finished in the top 25 under Hugh Freeze was 10th in the country. Feels like Lane Kiffin has done that pretty consistently over the last couple of years and stuff, and so. I just think that, okay, so I love to think about what are the residual effects here. And for me, here's what's crazy. I don't know what Ole Miss will do. And that's not me saying like, wow, Ole Miss is going to fall off the map because they have no shot to get another coach. No, that's not what I'm getting at all. I'm genuinely curious on, I don't know which direction they go, because there's so many layers to Lane, and I don't want to sit here and basically act like Lane is this incredible person and incredible coach, and there's nobody else out there like Lane. But a massive part of what makes Lane Kiffin so attractive as a college football fan is not only the fact that he wins, but it's also his personality. Yeah. It's also the way he just acts, and the Twitter game that you talk about. And in this day and age, that stuff,
it matters.
It matters, and it carries weight, maybe more than it needs to. Ole Miss, not a lot of places, not a lot of people can replicate that.
Right.
And Ole Miss will have to be very careful if they have to go in a different direction, because they can't fall too much into, we need to find the next personality like Lane Kiffin. They need to find the next football coach like Lane Kiffin that can win. And those are two different things, because a lot of coaches don't have both of them.
Bro, and we're going to get into that at 10:30 as well. But man, Nick, I mean, if you're the brass at Ole Miss right now, the Board of Regents, AD, you're just thinking, man, we had a heck of a run for 6 years. I mean, and think about the guy, if he decides to do this, think about the pressure that's going to be on the next guy that comes in there. I mean, there's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure to win. Cousin neighbor Jay, good morning to your brother. He goes, Notre Dame is mid every year and gets in. Talk about name bias.
Hey, come on now. Come on.
Nick, you got to say there's some credence to that. There's some truth to that, man.
They beat the teams.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Yeah. You got that clip still?
I do not. Notre Dame was in the national championship last year.
And you know what? Cousin neighbor Jake, you're right. They do have that name bias. But, Nick, to your point, they back it up with wins. They have not lost since week 3. Am I correct on that?
That's correct.
They have not lost since they just get it done. And now, granted, they still lost the game, but A&M, that's a game that they wish they could have back, because it was just literally, it was extra points that were missed that cost that game.
I do have a question. Who, other than Ohio State, who is the one team that's beaten Curt Cignetti while he's been at Indiana?
Yeah, it's been your boy.
It's been Notre Dame.
It's been your boy.
That's all I'm saying. You win the games. Yeah, is there name bias? 100%. 100%.
But,
and people love the conversation about the independent and not being affiliated with the conference. I also don't know how I got to this point of being like, I'm the Notre Dame stan at the station. This is not a road I wanted to go down.
Well, when you put in our group text pictures of you and Freeman hugging and things of that nature.
That is the guy that was sitting in that chair yesterday, Raph, using AI and using Photoshop.
Well,
I have not touched that once.
You didn't delete it, though, and you
yeah, exactly.
I think it was your screensaver for a while there. And you tried to change our group thread to like a Notre Dame logo. I mean, just kind of like there's evidence.
It's part of the bit. It's part of the bit. No, I am not this giant Notre Dame stan. Anyway, now, do I want maybe potentially Nebraska to play like Notre Dame? Yeah, I do, because they run the ball down people's throats, and they have 2 running backs. Reminds me a lot of the days of Amir Abdullah and Rex Burkhead and Roy Haleu, where this year they have Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. And so, is Notre Dame at the top of my list? No. But I don't know how I became this Notre Dame stan.
Look at Riley. I can't read that, man.
Yeah, he says stinking Catholics colluding. That's hey, that has nothing to do with it. But Marcus Freeman converted, and he started winning.
Riley.
No. As Jay
did convert.
Jay always talks about it.
Yep.
Jay's the one that laughs about it.
Yep, it's the truth. Jay's hey, Foreman's telling the truth, man. Riley. But you know what, Nick? You think about Notre Dame's situation. If I'm Notre Dame, I wouldn't try to jump into a conference either. You keep all they got over $100 million to themselves last year. I wouldn't go into a conference unless I was forced to.
Well, and here's the deal.
I don't blame Notre Dame.
They're members of conferences in other sports. They're
but
not,
again,
they're not independent in all of them.
You know how they're picking their own. I mean, it's like they're choosing. Yeah, we'll join you for a little bit, ACC.
Exactly.
We'll give you a little bit too for the tennis team, and the rowing team will have yours. And we'll give you the bridge team. See, I mean, that's Notre Dame. When you got that type of loot, it's just like you just kind of just call your own shots. But I don't blame Notre Dame. Dead goes Pius Dame.
Now here's the real question, AD. This is a sport that Nebraska does not have, okay? This is a sport Nebraska does not have. What Notre Dame sport is a member of the Big Ten Conference?
Field hockey?
Close.
Swimming? No, we got swimming.
Less close.
It would be
less close. You said field hockey.
Wouldn't be field hockey.
What is the other type of hockey?
Oh, just regular hockey.
Ice hockey. There you go.
Hockey,
Men's ice hockey is a member of the Big Ten Conference.
Well, I'm going to tell you something about Notre Dame, man. And lacrosse, Thomas Lincoln.
Yes.
Yep. I'm going to say this. When I don't know if they got a lacrosse team, do they? Notre Dame?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, they're borderline East,
they do have men's lacrosse.
Men's lacrosse. Okay.
And they are a member of the, I believe, go ahead and keep talking.
It's when I was there, and it was pretty cool, man. Their former athletic director, Mr. Swarbrick, Dick Swarbrick, gave me a tour of their facilities, Nick. And I told you the story.
Yeah, so all sports except football and men's hockey are members of the ACC.
They just kind of choose like that. I like that. It's like we'll let
the men's hockey. Well, ACC, I don't think they don't have hockey.
We'll let you grace our presence, and we'll come to your little conference party.
What can I say?
Dick Swarbrick gave me a tour of that place, and I think I told this on the air before. The former owners of the 49ers, the DeBartolo family, are Notre Dame grads. And Nick, there's a lot of buildings there with DeBartolo on them.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Swarbrick said, we do not we don't put a shovel in the dirt until we got 90% cash in hand. And he goes, I said, has that been an issue? He goes, never.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
And back in the day, I don't know if this is true now because I haven't looked at their stadium on TV. I'm not really paying attention. And he told me, he goes, look around. They didn't, you know how we have all those, toy, Californians for Nebraska.
Yeah.
Sid Dillon, whatever, No
free shout-outs.
Yeah, I just thought it was great. I was like, let me be quiet because I'll get the no free shout-outs.
Yeah, no free shout-outs.
Well, I tell you what, Notre Dame, they really don't mess around, no free shout-outs. There's not a single advertisement in that stadium besides, was it CBS Sports? Or was it AB? Who are they with?
NBC.
NBC.
Yeah.
That is the only logo that was, he goes, you look up there, you see up there, he goes, we don't need any others.
That's wild.
And it was, as I'm talking to him, I'm like, this guy is arrogant as hell. But I'm like, it's the truth.
So Notre Dame contract. Let's just look this up. Because what's their current contract that's all Notre Dame right now? Oh yeah.
What is it right now?
Extended through the 2029 season is worth approximately $50 million a year.
$50 million.
That's all theirs.
To themselves.
Yeah.
Ain't got to share it with nobody.
Revenue from the contract has provided over $100 million in financial aid for Notre Dame undergrad students.
How much?
$100 million.
$100 million. Must be nice, man. Must be nice. Hey, John Springrose. John, you're supposed to be hunting, man. What are you doing? He's texting in stuff. What's up, Johnny? He goes back-to-back natties in 2023 and 2024, the men's lacrosse team.
Are we going down a deep dive of Notre Dame history?
I don't know
now?
why we are, but it's okay. You know what? Nick, here's why I don't mind talking about Notre Dame. Because they win.
They win. They have championships.
If you got,
I know exactly. I knew
exactly.
I could have finished that sentence for you.
Absolutely.
You could have said, "Hey Nick, why am I okay talking about Notre Dame? Because they win.
Texas.
That's why I don't like to talk about Iowa because they haven't won.
No.
That's what AD
exactly.
says.
That is my whole thing, man. If you don't have any national championships in the sport, you're not even invited to the cookout.
When's the cutoff though?
Forever.
Okay.
If you don't got a national
so Minnesota's a part of this.
Minnesota, and listen, they may beat us. Iowa's kind of owned us. That's just a reality. They still, when we talk about longevity as far as program success, don't come to me if you don't got any national championships. I'm sorry.
So Minnesota football won a national championship
when President Lincoln was president.
So Minnesota Golden Gophers claimed 7 national titles.
They claimed
1904, 1934, 1935, 1936. Whoa, what a dynasty. 1940, 1941.
Minnesota Gophers
and
were actually pretty good
1960.
back in the day.
Now, here's the deal, though. Okay, so what is Minnesota invited to the table?
Minnesota's, I got to give props. At least they
So
got one.
it's an all-time thing. So even like Yale and the Ivy Leagues are invited.
I'm just saying. Let's put this way.
I'm just
Teams
trying
in
to
the Power
understand the
Five.
parameters.
Power 5. You got to be in the Power 4, man. At least to come into this conversation.
Oh, man, this is tough.
Iowa wrestling, they can talk.
Okay.
They can talk, and rightfully so, because they've been some bad boys. All right. But Iowa football, don't come to me about how successful your program's been on the national scale. And I get in this every time I go to Iowa.
It's pretty good, though.
They want to talk. You know what? Yes, they are.
They've been pretty
Kirk
good.
Ferentz wins games. There's no doubt in that. But when you want to talk about national championships, no. You can't even give me. You can't give me 5. If we got 5, you have 0. Don't come to me with that.
How many does each player or each place have in the last 30 years?
Who?
Nebraska and Iowa.
Natties?
Yeah.
Well, our last one was in 97.
Oh, so we're just on the cusp. We're within 30 years. We're within 30.
Almost there. We're getting close.
Let's play this game. In the last 25 years. Well, okay.
Hey, I'm with you. Hey, when I'm pre-desegregation is a line for me. It has to be after desegregation. Yes, I'm with you on that. 818.
I'm not bringing that up.
Nick is like,
I'm good.
Hey, but you know what? Good story about this. This
Yes.
is all due serious, man.
Let me turn off the music. Serious.
There's a book, and I got to remember the name of this book, and I got it at my house. But it's when Alabama played USC. And Bear Bryant would not recruit black athletes, although he had a state full of brothers that were going to Michigan State.
Sure.
They were going to, they eventually started to go Ohio State later because Ohio State wasn't a lot of brothers to play either. But USC boat raced Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, and Bear Bryant said, you know what, buddy, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
Things change. But I'll get the name of that book. It's something called The Night the Game Changed or something like that. But USC just absolutely slaughtered Bama.
Man.
And that was things begin to change on that route, man. So come a long way to go, but come a long way. Folks, we got a great show for you today because when we come back up next, man, politicians are politicking. And I want to get Nick's input.
Is that a verb?
Politicking?
Politicking?
Politicking, more of a Northside thing.
Explains why I don't understand it. I'm kidding. I'm a true Northsider now. Been there for almost a year.
You are the new North Side.
I've been there for almost a year.
Poupon.
84th and Holdridge, stand up.
We'll be back.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Leaves are falling and temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Winter leagues begin on December 1st and are open for registration. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker Watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate or team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at doubleeagle.golf. Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at coppellcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krikak of State Farm Insurance.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick is very disappointed.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll let you explain.
I don't know if you can ever give me crap for not seeing a movie again. So our great friends over at Raising Cane's, shout out to Darren and Chris who are in here getting some coffee before they go out for their Thursday meetings. They're in here talking about some stuff, and Darren dropped off a new gift for the station. And we come to find out that Aaron Davis has never seen A Christmas Story. It is on for 24 hours on TBS every Christmas, and you have never seen A Christmas Story. You can never give me crap for not watching a movie again. Step Brothers was bad, but the fact that you've never seen A Christmas Story when it's on 24 hours, you cannot miss it, is disappointing.
You got my word, Nick. I am going to watch it this year. You got my
Let us know
word.
on the text line if you truly believe that. 402-464-5685.
But Nick, it just doesn't appease to me though, man.
It never appealed to me either.
I watched the first 10 minutes. I'm like, this is dumb.
You didn't even give it a chance. You didn't even give it a chance.
You either got to get me or not, man. The first, you know what? I'm going to correct myself on that.
Yep.
Because It's a Wonderful Life is one of my favorite movies of all time, and that's kind of a slow start movie too. So I gotta give it a chance. I'm gonna admit, I'm gonna lay on the grenade for myself. I gotta give it a chance.
You martyr. Text line, let us know, 464-5685. Now, here's the deal. I think a lot of the text line
say something about martyr yesterday.
I think here's the thing. Text line can also agree or disagree with me on this. And this is one thing I feel strong about.
So Bear said it's a culture thing.
No, this is what I feel about.
Hillsbury right. I can't relate to it, man.
Hold on. Is I sit here and I think even if a movie like A Christmas Story doesn't appeal to me, I still need to watch it.
Well, Professor Rick is with me. He goes, I'm out.
Maybe because we're just not talking about sports.
Okay, Husker Rick, I'm going to give it a try. It's a classic. John and Cortland. Wow, really, Nick? Judge not or things can get ugly. White dude all the way. Good ones.
This has nothing to do with about that. See, this is the problem. Is people have misinterpretations. But yes, we're joined in studio by a nice little bunny.
From
A Christmas Story.
I'm gonna check it out.
And if you're on the video stream here, I can change the camera right now. If you're on the video stream, the bunny was brought in. It's got a little microphone next to it. So we're moving the camera over. But the bunny is wearing the dog. Kane the dog is wearing the bunny outfit from our friends at Raising Cane's. And here's the deal, though, is when you look at it, AD goes, so what's that from? And then that's when it started the chain reaction of just things going bad here in the studio.
I messed up, man. I'm going to watch it. I'm definitely got my word on it, Nick. I am going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it 30 minutes because to me, I don't like wasting time. If I'm not interested, it's like trying to force me to eat green beans. I don't like them. I don't care who makes them. I don't like them. I tell you something, but I do like though, Nick. I like what's going on.
Gorilla Bear says, did you say you haven't seen Step Brothers?
No, I have not seen that one yet.
Come on, pile on. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I was waiting for that door to creak open.
Well, folks, welcome to college football, where politicians call the plays too. The coaching carousel, Nick, I said it right, has been chaotic. Folks, we're seeing a lot of different things happen. Of course, Louisiana to Mississippi to North Carolina. Lawmakers, both on the local and federal levels, are influencing hirings, firings, and even contract. It raises a couple questions, though, you guys. Where's the line, Nick? And I'm going to ask you this, man. And text line, let us know as well. And like we joke a lot, but we're serious about this because I think we're setting ourselves up, Nick, for a very slippery slope. Where's the line between oversight and overreach?
Well, I think, okay, so here's the part that's everybody wants to say keep sports, right? This is one thing that I'll say. In actually defense of the big money folks. Keep sports. Nowadays, it's impossible. You can't. It's way too big of an entity. College athletics specifically is way too large. There's too much money exchanging hands. There's now that you bring in the folks that are getting paid, just naturally, I understand coaches make a lot of money, but you cannot ask coaches to do something on the legal side of things, on the the finance side of things, on the legal versus not legal court side of things, you can't ask them to do that. Why? Because that's not their strengths.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of them might be more versed in it than others, but you cannot ask them to say, hey, take away from the main reason we brought you in to go do this other thing. When in reality, you can go out and say, hey, let's go ahead and bring in the best of the best that we can get in terms of lawyers, in terms of accountants, in terms of financial help, and in terms of public speakers for informational talks and conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you might ask, how is this all involving politics? Well, because a lot of those big money folks know the people in those offices.
Right.
And so naturally, you're not, I think that there's a way that you can have connections with them without getting in bed with them, as they say.
Right.
And there's just differences. I just think that there's so much more that's come to light over the last couple of weeks because of the LSU situation, where we've now realized how bad you can make it as a politician if you get too involved, because now that LSU job is just not attractive.
Nick, to expand it, in case some of the folks, me and Nick always like to assume you don't know the whole story. What happened in LSU, LSU's governor, might as well be LSU's governor.
Yeah.
Governor of Louisiana, Jeff Landry. Now, this is not the first time this happened. In researching this, Nick, but obviously in modern times, Huey Long, the former governor back in the 1930s, got involved with it quite a bit. Obviously, we're different times, dang near 100 years ago.
Yeah.
But hours before LSU announced Kelly was fired, Landry hosted a meeting at the governor's mansion. Then Landry went public and he made it personal. He publicly said athletic director Scott Woodward would not be choosing the next coach. I've never seen anything like that in my life, Nick. The state.
With that being said, there are certainly instances, maybe they're not made public.
In closed doors.
But in closed doors, there's certainly instances
Absolutely.
and conversations where the powers that be, and especially in today's day and age of college athletics, where the boosters will say, look, you can be involved in the conversations, but you don't get the final say as the athletic
And
director.
they've kept it where they should have kept it in back rooms.
Exactly, which maybe is a problem in its own right, in all honesty, because if you don't trust this guy to make a hire,
Why'd you bring him in?
Why is he there, right? Why is he or she there, honestly? And so it puts the value, I mean, it really shows you how much they value college football. And I get that it's a much larger entity when it's, okay, hey, AD, like, let's say, I'm the governor of Louisiana. Hello, I'm Jeff Landry.
You gotta have that draw in your voice though. Like
I'm not gonna pull up Brian Kelly today. I'm not gonna pull up Brian Kelly. But here's the thing: if I go to AD and who's the athletic director at my university and go, all right, look, you can make every other decision except for the football coach. I trust you with all the little ones, but I don't trust you with the big one. I mean, how are you supposed to have confidence that I believe in you, that you can do the job?
None.
There's zero.
There is
so
none.
Of course Scott Woodward leads it.
There is none.
It's ridiculous, man.
Scott Woodward would resign days later. Landry wants influence over the next coach and contract structure. He's criticizing Kelly's buyout, and he wants more performance-based incentives for the next hiring. Now, here's the legal layer of it. Kelly filed a lawsuit, as we talked about a few weeks ago, against LSU. The Louisiana Attorney General said it's now reviewing the case on LSU's behalf. So now it's just not just coaching contracts, it's political, administrative, and legal all at once. It's a mess. Now you look at Ole Miss. Let's just go to the just neighboring state, if you would.
Yeah.
Michael Watson. He's the Ole Miss Secretary of State of Ole Miss, of the state of Mississippi. He publicly questioned Lane Kiffin's loyalty to Ole Miss. He says this: it'd be nice for our coach to reciprocate the love and gratitude we've showed him. He didn't stop there, though, Swim. Listeners, he didn't stop there. He jumped into the comment section debating fans about whether Kiffin cares enough. Nick, he didn't just make that statement. Then he dug deep into the Twitter sphere, or the X sphere, if you want to call it, social media, fan boards, and started going back and forth, jabbing with fans regarding loyalty. In today's world, folks, politicians aren't just influencing decisions behind closed doors. They're making public statements that add pressures to coaches and athletic departments. Nick, to your point, if you're an AD, and let's just call it what it is, man. That's basically from a decision point, is torn away, castrated you, if you would, from your decision-making decisions, and publicly he's done it.
Yeah.
It's a mess. And you know what, Nick? it set a very ugly precedents for other schools that, you know what? Yeah, this type of money, we are going to get involved. I think it's overreach. I think it's gross overreach.
This is why, and once again, I mean, there's a lot to be said here, because a lot of and we're getting texts about it. Like, public universities do get public funding, right? And so there's something of that where it's talking about, are the funds coming from the people like that are in politics? Here's the last thing that I'll kind of put on this before we have to go to break. This is the exact reason why I think the Big Ten should not do the capital deal, the private equity deal.
I think they shot that down.
Which, by the way, they paused it. It. It was initially supposed to be
Nebraska
voted
was
on.
Gonna get screwed on it anyway.
Every school is going to eventually get. So the vote was supposed to be tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan and USC were the two universities that said we are not going to vote yes on it. And the Big Ten, rightfully so, they need to have all of their powers that be aligned. They need to have all of their institutions aligned. And there was not going to be really a school that got the short end of the stick. It was more so of every school was going to benefit off of it in the short term, but long term, there's going to be schools worse off than others. But this is exactly why just collegiate athletes and commissioners have to be so careful in the direction they go, because you bring in, and this is kind of staving away or going away from the politics side, just talking about big money sharks, if you will, in this case, private equity. You don't think that down the road, when they already have your hands tied, they're going to say, hey, we want more.
Nick.
We want more. And we gave you this. We gave you an olive branch.
Exactly.
Now it's time for us to take it back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to cost in the long run more. And so it just felt so short-sighted. And once again, it's like, on the surface, it can look great. But man, you're signing your soul away for 15, 20 years. Actually, it was going to be 20 years. For the next 20 years, essentially. You don't think that after 15, they're going to say, you know what, man, we feel like we're not getting enough money out of this. Or we feel like we need to renegotiate our percentage of a TV deal, what part that we're going to get. Because why? Those private equity sharks is what I keep calling them. They only are driven by one thing, and that's money. They don't care about athletics.
Nope.
They don't care if it's with athletics, if it's with healthcare. They don't care if it's with local business.
It's about profit.
It is about profit and margins.
You are strictly a tool
to
get cash.
Yes.
And they call the shots. And like you mentioned,
Bingo, you lose all leverage.
You lose all leverage. Up front, it looks great.
Bingo.
But they don't show you the long-term and the long-term game, the long-range game. And then you're screwed, but it's like you're so deep into it, they control you now.
I love $140 million up front.
Mm-hmm.
But not if it means that I have to give back X amount of money in 15 years.
It is a heavily wagered deal, profiting the PE companies, the equity, and that's what their business is. So the thing about it, if you do get involved in it, you can't say you didn't know.
Sure, yeah.
Because you know the history of private equities, regardless if in sports or regardless of what PEs are involved in, it's about profit.
Now, obviously, it's been tough because Tony Petitti's had his share of a couple of storylines where it's like, okay, what is this guy thinking right now? And mostly they've been like about playoff format and stuff, things that you can kind of just shrug off, right? But this was the first thing for me, in all honesty, since Tony Petitti's been the Big Ten commissioner, where I sat there and I thought, this is a really, really bad look. You are already the most financially secure and stable conference in the country, ahead of the SEC. What good does it do to sell your soul essentially for the short-term plan? It just didn't make sense to me a whole lot. And so, that was the first one. So I'm real curious about going forward, whether it's at Big Ten football media days next July or when we're there and stuff like that, to notice the demeanor of Tony Petitti. Because when I was at Big Ten media days just a couple of weeks ago in Chicago with Austin AD, it was one of those things. Tony Petitti was there and he was much more hesitant to answer questions. He was much more hesitant. You could kind of tell that he knew that he was in the minority and thinking that this was a good deal. And that was really the first time that wholesale nationally, everybody thought, okay, wait a minute. Maybe this guy isn't the best fit for the conference right now.
Nick, my dad would always say this to us as kids. We'd get little passages and scripture passages, but it makes a lot of sense to me now. What does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? The Big Ten better be very careful that short-term profit is not worth losing your soul and your decision and your, as far as that goes, everything about what makes your school special, what makes your program special. You lose all that, man. Yeah, here's this big check now, but it's going to cost you long-term.
Yeah.
Something to think about. We'll dive more in this. There's a lot more to get into. But when we come back, we got history. We're going to dive into the Huskers and really break it down Penn State, because this political thing, man, is the intersection between politics and decision-making, hiring, firings. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think the overreach is they're just going to continue to reaching. We'll be right back, folks. It's The Drive.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Are you familiar with everything the Lincoln Children's Museum offers? Camps, field trips, and game day playdates are just a few of the extraordinary programs provided by the Lincoln Children's Museum. When you spend a day with your family at the Lincoln Children's Museum, your child's mind can explore while enjoying the many interactive exhibits they have, while keeping admission prices extremely affordable. Stop by the Lincoln Children's Museum today in downtown Lincoln, or visit them online for more information at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at coppellcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This segment is brought to you, as always, by our good friend Jack Russell, who's been a well-respected rep at Farm Bureau since 1999. Can help protect your home, Nick's throat, your family, your future.
He can't. No, he can't. He told me to specifically say that. He cannot.
Not physical harm,
He
not
said
physical injury.
not physical injury.
Not assault. Folks, give him a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Glad Jack and the crew all made it back home safe from Cuba. They had a good time out there. Brought to the Capital Cigar trip, did some humanitarian work while they're out there as well.
Hey, he was telling me about the trip out to Cuba. Pretty crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Jack gets to experience all the cool stuff.
Jack experienced his life. Jack, but the thing about Jack, man, Jack in that space in particular, but in any space, but when you're on your own, Jack busted his tail off.
Sure.
Early on and continued to. And so where he set
reaps the
himself,
benefits,
yeah,
baby.
he set himself up, man. And Jack inspires the heck out of me a lot because it's like I said, and I'll say this, I'm not going to say it right now. I'll save it for the attitude adjustment, but man, you do that work early. You do the heavy lifting early in that space. Now, obviously all jobs aren't like that, but in his particular career, if you do that heavy lifting early, you can reap the benefits for a lot of years after. So glad Jack is back safe. Give him a call at Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-421-9100. Today's history, Nick, takes us back in the day when I was a kid. 1990, my sophomore year in high school, a man named Eric Bieniemy comes into Nebraska. They fumbled 5 times. If you're an older Husker fan, you remember this. They came back in the fourth quarter. It was rainy. It was cold. Eric Bieniemy was throwing up the Q-Dog. He's an Omega Psi Phi. That's his fraternity.
Okay.
5 freaking turnovers, and they beat us 27-12 at Memorial Stadium. Nick, it was Mickey Joseph was the quarterback that game. Darian Hagan, who was a bad boy. Nebraska fans, you remember Darian Hagan, man. He was a nightmare. But Darian Hagan, receiving, Pritchard was another big receiver they had. He had 3 catches for 90. Johnny Mitchell, only 1 catch for 46 yards. John Bostic, the great hands receiver, 1 catch for 23 yards. But that game, Nick, I can still remember it, man. I had a frog in my throat. I was so pissed off. Bieniemy made his transformation in the fourth quarter, the final 17 minutes. He picked up 75 of his game high, 137 yards rushing, scored touchdowns on each of Colorado's next 4 possessions, Nick, following a Husker TD. They came from behind and win for the 8th time in an 8-1-1 season and handed number 3 Nebraska our first loss in 9 games. Colorado wanted to go 5-0 in the conference and drop to the Huskers 4-1. But, man, that game, Nick, I was a sophomore in high school, and I was just pissed. Just because, I mean, they had 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
5! 27-12. They beat Nebraska.
Well, that was a lot of points scored for one of the teams. How about on this day in 2000. I forgot the year. Gosh darn it. It was in 2010. Nebraska travels down to College Station, Texas A&M. And they lose 9-6.
Yeah.
This was the game Bo Pelini is known for, obviously getting into the face of the officials. Nebraska was the higher rated team. They were at the time 8th in the country, 9-1 overall, and they traveled into the 19th ranked Texas A&M Aggies, who were 7-3 on the season. Taylor Martinez had 107 passing yards with a pick. Rex Burkhead had 74 rushing yards. Niles Paul led the way with 53 receiving yards. And Nebraska, as it was tied at halftime, 3-3, Nebraska scores 3 points in the fourth quarter, allowing 6 Texas A&M points in the fourth quarter, and they lose 9-6 at night down at College Station. Now, here's a trivia question for you, AD, and the text line. The text line, actually, I'll be happy if we'll find a giveaway for whoever gets this question right first. Who was the quarterback for the Texas A&M Aggies on this day? Who was the quarterback for the A&M Aggies? While you think about it, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You could have paused for 10 days and
10
I'm not going
days.
to get that one.
That's fine. He played, here's the hint. He was drafted and played a pretty long time for the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins and Tennessee Titans. Giltner got it right.
I'm not looking.
D-Man Gabbert went to Missouri.
Did it start with a T?
The last name did start with a T.
Because he coaches high school football now, I believe.
Maybe.
Doggone it. Because he was just recently with the Dolphins not too many years ago. Tyrod Taylor? Tyrod's at Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech, nice. Nebraska played him in 07-08.
I can't think of this kid's name.
It is Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. I'm sure Jake has a lot of feelings about Ryan Tannehill. Yes, from Lubbock, Texas, Ryan Tannehill spent time with the Tennessee Titans, also spent time with the Miami Dolphins. He was drafted 258th overall. Or excuse me, yes. Yeah, 258th overall.
A number of guys got these. 5475 got it. Good job. Guilt Nerd, good job.
That doesn't seem
Unknown
right.
Texture 2206 got it. Well done. 8998.
He was drafted 8th overall. Excuse me. That was not right. By the Miami Dolphins. First round, 8th overall pick in the 2012 NFL draft.
Yeah, Big Bird. D-Man, you said Glennon. Unknown Texture 1646 went to that game. The atmosphere was crazy. Ryan Tannehill. Absolutely. I'm sure that was a great experience. Husker Speed, Tannehill. Oh man, yep. Riley, their OG state starter was not Tannehill though in 2010. It was Jarrett Johnson. He's about in 2010. It was Jarrett Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So
they still beat Nebraska.
Yeah. Oh man.
Hey, it's okay. Nebraska would still go to the Big 12 title game that year.
Yeah.
So
it's good. That was a good memory, but not for as far as the results of it for sure. Yeah, there was a lot of yelling on that game. I know some things that happened.
Is that right?
Some other yelling.
Story time when we come back.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Fight fans! Dynasty Combat Sports returns to the Pinnacle Bank Arena on Friday, November 21st for a massive night of cage fighting action. UFC veteran Derek Minner headlines as he faces Missouri's Jacob Ritchie. In the co-main event, Lincoln's Nate Morrow battles Ashton Caniglia, with Sean Lindgren and Jeremy Small throwing down in the featured pro bout. Local prospects Easton Edmond, Boudin, and Andrew Huffman lead the amateur side. 16 total fights are set for another electric night in the cage. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com or the arena box office. Fight card subject to change.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krikak of State Farm Insurance.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Ostrander. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. We're going to dive in between the lines with Penn State and Nebraska. And I tell you what, there is a lot to break down with it. You know, the thing that Nebraska, kind of the breakdown. First of all, we already know the breakdown of what's going down here. You know, the history between Nebraska. We have not played them since 2017. And as far as that goes, we have not been there And it was a weird setup. It was kind of after the old Sandusky situation was still, you know, the topic of things. O'Brien, I believe, was the coach at Penn State during that time. And I'm going to tell you this, folks. I think that is another guy. Now, everybody talks about James Franklin, and rightfully so. But Bill O'Brien was the one that went in right after all the mess. I can't imagine what Bill O'Brien went through in that situation. I just can't fathom.
Well, and now I'm curious what the outlook for Bill O'Brien's career looks like just going forward, because you have a situation to where at Boston College in his first year last year at Boston College, he goes to the bowl game. He goes to the Pinstripe Bowl and he faces off against Nebraska. And remember, they lost Tommy Castellanos early in the year. Tommy Castellanos ended up just kind of sitting out towards the end of the year and said, I'm done. I'm gonna be transferring out somewhere else. I'm good. And then ultimately, when it was all said and done, now this year, they did not identify a new quarterback in the portal. They did not go get somebody to replace Tommy Castellanos. And at the end of it all, now Boston College is 1-10. Now, I don't think that necessarily Boston College will move on from Bill O'Brien, but man, you talk about it, like he did willingly choose to leave Penn State to go to the Houston Texans, and then obviously gets fired in Houston and comes back to college and stuff. And so hopefully for his sake, though, because you're absolutely right, he came in and kind of settled the ship.
Yeah, I like I said, and you can't really blame the guy for leaving during the time that he left. I mean, it was just a lot, a lot. The last time I was at Penn State, the only thing that Paterno, in fact, even his statue, they removed his statue that was there for long term. The only thing that you see on there, I forget what the late Joe Paterno's wife's name was, but it had him and his wife's name is on the library. But the statue went to an unknown place. I didn't say where that went. Who knows what went down there? Not diving in that whole rabbit hole of just the chaos and the filth with what it was, the abuse that took place there. But all those things he had to take over was just insane. So this is going to be a very two-storied programs, as we know, going against each other. They're two powerhouse brands, and both need a win really bad, for different reasons. Penn State, they're trying to salvage bowl eligibility, and it looks like, Nick, if they win out, they'll probably be in New York, the Pinstripe Bowl. But think about this, okay? Text line, think about this. Literally 60 days ago, Penn State's 3-0. Number, what are they in the country at the time? 3 or 4, something like that, give or take. The best recruiting class, best team. I mean, all those things, you can put all those different things that they were going through in 60 days. Now, you go back to the past 30 days. This was a team that people were talking about was going to play for a national championship. Beat Nick in August. If we would have said, hey, good chance that James Franklin's going to be coaching at Virginia Tech, you'd be like, what?
Yeah, it would have been insane. I mean, this has been a guy, though. We can't be naive and we can't be forgetful. This has been a guy in James Franklin that has at times, when he has been at Penn State over the last 12 years, the biggest knock against James Franklin was that he couldn't beat the big one. He couldn't win the big games, whether it was a whiteout at home and Ohio State was playing, or whether it was on the road at Michigan or at Ohio State or wherever. He couldn't win the biggest one. And so that was why I think a lot of people were okay with him being fired. Now, there's something also, and you know how it is, AD, there's something about passionate fan bases and saying that after you lose an emotional game to a formidable opponent, you sit there and go, oh, man, we just need to find somebody that can win the big one. But then once emotions kind of settle down and the seas start to calm, you realize, okay, you know what? We got a pretty good one. We got a pretty good coach. And even if, maybe Nebraska fans can obviously relate to it because it's a matter of, all right, yeah, do you want to win 70% of your game, but maybe come a little short of the championship game, or do you want to go 3-9 every year? And so it's like you kind of pick your battles there. And it feels like over the last 12 years, there's been times where the fan base has been very emotional, where it's like James Franklin's got to go. We got to get somebody that can win us a championship. There's not a lot of those coaches out there. And I think all of these places that are firing coaches are now starting to realize that. LSU is out there going, man, we need a coach that can win more games against ranked opponents, more than what Brian Kelly was able to do, and maybe has a little bit better of a demeanor. But we need a better coach than Brian Kelly. Okay. Are you able to find one?
Nick, I'm going to say this very carefully. And there may be some that agree or disagree, and that's a good thing. Any team. Now, granted, okay, in 15 years, actually longer than that, much longer than that, 20 plus years, college football has changed dramatically. I get that. Winning has not. Your record is what your record says it is.
Yeah.
We fired a coach at the end of the season that the record was 10-3 in Frank Solich.
Mm-hmm.
We have not sniffed in your lifetime that relevance since then. Now, who knows what Frank would have done long term? Don't know that. But we do know what he was doing at the point that he was fired. Anytime you allow, and Nick, I think it goes into our conversation too, when you have a lot of different chefs in the kitchen that don't even have, actually, I'll say this, that don't even have, how do I want to say it? Don't even have the credentials to be in the kitchen as far as, now they may own the kitchen, so therefore they can go where they want to go, but don't even have the credentials to be in there. When they start making those decisions, your program, regardless of a prominent football, prominent basketball, volleyball, whatever it is, you're flirting big time. Because remember, here was the words, Nick, before your time. Here was the famous words, and older Husker fans remember this. We are not going to gravitate towards mediocrity. Last famous words of former athletic director, and you know who he was. Gravitate. We buried mediocrity and went to a whole nother level worse.
What's below mediocrity? Failure?
Irrelevant.
There you go.
Irrelevant. Nebraska football has not even been relevant since that time. And that's not knocking any other coach. That's just the truth. Nebraska has not been relevant in the collegiate football landscape in years.
Yep.
Last time we played for a night, it was in 2000. Now, we got blown out. I understand that against Miami. They had 17 guys that went first round, so it is what it is. But we have not been relevant. The last time we had a 10-3 coach. Here's the reason why I bring all that to this. The people in State College, you better be careful.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that James didn't have his issues when it came to top tier teams. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, to your point, you better be very careful when you're saying we want better, and you already got pretty dang good.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just saying, you better be careful.
And it's interesting, I mean, because now here's the thing, and we've had this conversation before, and I love to bring it up to the air because right now it's a lot of hypotheticals, and nobody can be wrong here. It's impossible to have a wrong or invalid opinion when we talk about coaching carousels. Outside of Lane Kiffin, which is not a realistic chance for Penn State, like what direction is Penn State going? The options for Penn State, unless they shock the world, and they can sway. We've talked about him in a joking way, Marcus Freeman. Unless you can sway a Marcus Freeman-esque type of coach, Dabo type of coach, Kalen DeBoer, like unless you can shock the world and swing one of those, your most realistic and viable options right now are Joe Brady, an offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, has never been a head coach at the college level. And we're going to sense a theme here. Has never been a college coach or a head coach at the college level. Was a part of the 2019 incredible LSU program, though, but has never been a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Hartline, who is the offensive coordinator in his first year offensive coordinator for Ohio State, has been a wide receivers coach the bulk of his career.
Great recruiter, great developer, but not a head coach.
Well, here's the thing: exceptional wide receiver recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
There, can you recruit all positions? And that's a conversation. Obviously, I think there's confidence in him, his ability to do that. But to your point, never been a head coach at the collegiate level. I will throw Matt Rule into here just for grins and giggles. Matt Rule is an established head coach, but a worse record against top 25 teams than James Franklin had, which is the exact reason why you just fired James Franklin. Those are your probably top three, unless you can swing a big stick. And I don't know if Penn State with LSU and Florida and then eventually Ole Miss, I don't know where Penn State ranks on the pecking order. And so then you sit back and go, okay, man, this has changed things. If they thought that they could maybe get Elko, well, they got Elko an extension. If they thought they could get Cignetti, they got Cignetti extension. Same thing with Matt Rule.
You know what, Nick? Everything you just said is spot on. The only guy, depending on how disenchanted, and they just won a big game, of course, last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't see Dabo leaving, but I know he's getting pretty irritated there at Clemson.
But you think, does Dabo fit Penn State?
I don't think he's that guy for Penn State. I don't think he's that guy. I mean, a coach is a coach, but at the same time, there's got to be a fit. I don't see him leaving Clemson to go to Penn State.
I said it weeks ago when the Penn State job opened up. There are 3 coaches right now that 3 active coaches that have a national title under their belt. Ryan Day's untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby Smart is untouchable. Mm-hmm. Dabo, maybe. I still don't think.
I think he's the only maybe. The rest of those 2 ain't. I mean, obvious reasons they're not going nowhere.
But also, so here's the thing, though. Does Dabo, after a 4-win season so far, does he move the needle for you? Obviously, what he's done in the past. But if you look at what he's done at the quarterback position the last couple of years,
I don't think that would suffice that. Even obviously it happened, but even at Penn State, that's not going to be the hire they want. But here's the deal, though.
Yeah,
who they want doesn't mean you're going to get them. Because sometimes, listen, man. Sometimes you got something good right in front of your face, and you start looking over at the neighbor's house.
There you go.
Everybody. You know what they're looking at too? Everybody looking at Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dang it, Cignetti did it.
Yeah.
So everybody started looking at their thing and they got a good steak there, but now that steak looks like rump roast.
Yeah.
Because Cignetti over there cooking.
Yeah.
With less resources.
Looks like Lincoln Riley's brisket.
Yeah, it is. But Nick, the thing that I keep there's an awesome book called Outliers, and it's the truth. There's always going to be a few one-offs and outliers.
Mm-hmm.
Cignetti is a unicorn.
Yeah.
Bottom line. In modern history, you can't tell me another coach who has done what he's done with less resources in football.
Yeah,
you can whisper. People can whisper Georgia Tech. They can whisper the coach at Vandy, but not at the pace and the level he's done it in 3 short years.
2
short years. I mean,
2.5, 2 and change.
Yeah, big 3.
It's interesting. Well, and the way that he was able to transition from James Madison to then Indiana and take a lot of James Madison players with him to Bloomington and not really skip a beat. And so, now here's the one thing I will say. Up until really this year, you could even have that conversation about Curt Cignetti about not winning the big one until he beat Oregon this year, right? Because he had lost against Ohio State last year. He lost against Notre Dame in the playoff last year. This year, I mean, if you would have lost to Oregon and then would have lost, there's some big games coming up here for Indiana. I think just as I said it yesterday, I said it Monday with you, Cignetti, man, like Indiana signed him to an 11-year extension. I'm in no way am I saying he's worth it, but that is a large contract that's fully guaranteed. That if in no way do I think this will happen. If things go awry, or if in 5 years it gets stale, you still have over half that contract left, and he's getting up there in age, 5-6 years from now, to where you talk about exit plans, you talk about retirements, you're on the hook if you don't. But you know what helps that and alleviates those issues? Money. How do you get money? You win big games. You win in the playoffs. You win. The teams get additional $4 and $6 million if they win in the playoffs.
Serious loot, man.
Per playoff game.
IQ Crew and Unknown Texture 5011 both have similar, I'm going to bring them together here in a second. We'll go to break. But Unknown Texture 5011 goes, wild thought. Dan Campbell like to Penn State, possible dynasty. You look at one thing that Dan Campbell talks about there at Iowa State, when he talks about his coach after they beat K-State over in Ireland. Yeah. He goes, we've been together for a long time. Which goes to IQ Crew, which you got a great point. He's talking about Cignetti and his coordinators, 7+ years together. They finish each other's sentences. And your IQ Crew, you're exactly right. Unknown Texture 5011. I don't see Dan Campbell making a move like that. Anything could be happening. I don't see that. I don't see them maybe looking at Dan Campbell.
Why leave the Oregon money?
Yeah, what's that?
Why leave the Oregon money?
Well, he's talking about Campbell, I think, not Lanning, but I think he meant.
Or Lamble. Did you say Dan Campbell?
He meant, I think he meant not Dan Campbell.
Like a Dan Campbell like.
Yeah, like. Somebody like
Dan
Campbell.
Like him. Why did I think Lanning? I don't know.
I was thinking the wrong place too, nevertheless. But yeah, I mean, something like that, though, I could see that, Riley. But you look at Cignetti, and there's a lot of truth to that. Those guys have been together a long time. So they realize we know each other so well. We can finish each other's sentences. So therefore, we're on one page. We know the culture. That guy knows the culture. We are one. And when you can bring a team together where they're speaking the same language, have the same attitude, have the same convictions, morals, etc., man, you can go a long way, especially when you're just good at what you do. Signetti, those guys, again, people are looking over their fences at the neighbors, and everybody's looking there in Iowa. I'm sorry, definitely not Iowa. Indiana, as far as that goes. Well, I'm not knocking Iowa, but kind of. I look at Indiana, and I'm telling you, you got to be careful with that, man. I just think it's a very tough situation they're dipping into. Bringing it back to Penn State, because we went on a big rabbit hole in there.
Well, I think part of it also is like, what does a team like Michigan State do also, though? Like, Michigan State is really interesting.
Dude, they barely gave – the dude's only been there 2 years.
Yeah, and Jonathan Smith, it looks like – I mean, he's moved on from the guy that he brought with him in Aiden Childs.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of good football coaches out there, but there's going to be a lot of programs that reach for their next leader.
Few things about under-the-radar storylines. 2 coaching matchups, Penn State's alums, rules 97. Terry Smith was there at 91. If you've not seen Terry Smith, interim coach for Penn State's video, his passionate and his plea for his team, I definitely recommend you check it out. His dad actually was a grad of Penn State back in the 60s. Penn State hasn't allowed a special teams touchdown since 2019. That's 87 games. Penn State is 23-12 at home under the lights. Game's a 6 p.m. kickoff here Central Time. Penn State's time of possession issues under 30 minutes per game. That's 30 minutes per game. And Danny Dennis, the big defensive end that Rule was talking about, has matched a single season Penn State record for block punts. Something to be alert. Archie will definitely have to keep his eyes on number 33. Folks, when we come back, we'll dig into some more sports. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Fight fans, Dynasty Combat Sports returns to the Pinnacle Bank Arena on Friday, November 21st for a massive night of cage fighting action. UFC veteran Derek Minner headlines as he faces Missouri's Jacob Ritchie. In the co-main event, Lincoln's Nate Morrow battles Ashton Caniglia, with Sean Lindgren and Jeremy Small throwing down in the featured pro bout. Local prospects Easton Edmond, Boudin, and Andrew Huffman lead the amateur side. 16 total fights are set for another electric night in the cage. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com or the arena box office. Fight card subject to change.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Electric forecast for today. Patchy fog this morning. Otherwise, we'll see mainly cloudy skies and light winds. The high near 53. Tonight, a chance of showers with patchy fog. The low around 32. Tomorrow, a continued chance of showers throughout the day with patchy fog possible. The high near 49. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Acreage owner getting ready for winter? Make it easy with John Deere compact tractors and gators from Acres Equipment. Add snow blowers, front blades, cabs, heaters, and loaders to tackle every chore. Right now, in-stock units are priced to move with competitive financing to fit your budget. Get winter ready today at acres.com. Acres Equipment, your acreage handled. Financing subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Not all customers qualify. See dealer for details.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and AD. AD, my friend, Husker basketball tonight against New Mexico.
Yes. I'm going to say one more thing about this whole Penn State deal.
Yes.
And Nebraska. It got me. I think going back to Solich just got me fired up too, man. And thinking about, and it's, I'm telling you, Nick, they better study other. You don't have to study sports. Study organizations that thought the shiny thing was a good thing. Perfect example I'm bring up, Nick. Perfect example. Remember Redbox?
Redbox, absolutely.
Good luck finding one now.
Nope.
They don't exist anymore.
Same with Blockbuster.
Blockbuster, but the story with, and I think it's very similar to college athletics in general. It's a great, it's a business warning story. Nick, Redbox dominated everything because it was $1. It was $1 to go and get it, come back, etc. But even when smart TVs came out, Redbox did not pivot until it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
Because why go down to Walgreens or to the gas station or convenience store when I have to physically leave my house when I can do everything right there on streaming TV? Instant demand.
It's all about the ease.
Then, because comfort becomes your competitor at times. And Redbox, when they tried to get into streaming, it was too late. It was clunky. It didn't work right. And in 2024, they're no longer in existence. What I'm simply saying is, sometimes, man, you can get caught up in your ways and you forget what's going on around you. Take observations from it and say, okay, we can apply this here. But sometimes when you just throw everything out without looking down, down the pike and looking in the future, you can screw everything up, man. Yeah. You can screw everything up thinking, well, we got to do this new. I'm not saying that. And the whole story is thinking, well, 80s talks about change. We got to make changes. Yes, measured changes. You got to make measured changes, because if you're not making measured changes, you're going to pay the price long term, man. Those companies did not make measured changes. They were just kind of looking at their own world and did not realize this thing's going to pass us by. Coach Solich was making changes. He had made changes to his staff, which was not popular, and I'm not going to get into the woods of that. And here we are still sitting here years behind. And that's the reality. That's not knocking the current staff or anything like that. What I'm simply saying, this is not on. This goes back to decisions we made prior to, because we allowed egos to get involved with results. Mm-hmm. And that's just the bottom line, man. So weird deal. But yes, Nebraska takes on New Mexico tonight in Kansas City. You're actually going to be at the game tomorrow.
Unfortunately, not anymore.
What?
Yeah, plans fell through.
Dang it!
I know. So I'll be watching it from the humble abode.
Well, it's on Peacock tonight, right?
So Text Line might be able to help us out with that.
I thought it was Peacock.
It's on Peacock, but then also there's like this new NBC streaming platform.
Oh, so they're gonna make us buy it.
No, you don't have to buy it. You just get it with your plan. And it's like NBC Sports Now or something like that.
So it's on both of those?
Yeah, you just log into it.
I'm definitely gonna be texting you tonight because I ain't gonna know how to do it.
So hold on, NBA Sports Now.
Yeah, we gotta look at this.
It's a free 24/7 streaming channel that offers sports talk, live events, and highlights on platforms like Peacock, Roku, and Pluto TV. So it is, I believe you watch it on Peacock. You can also potentially watch it on NBC Sports Now. So make sure.
Same announcers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same announcers.
Okay.
So I would imagine, because Peacock is owned by NBC.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that you can have.
But it looks like Malcolm X just walked by.
I would imagine you can have both platforms.
Next, like, here comes Doug.
Yeah, no, I'm good. So yeah, I would imagine that you can have you can watch it on both platforms. So make sure you download both just in case. But yeah, 6 p.m. tonight against the team in the Lobos of New Mexico. New Mexico has knocked off Marquette last year in the first round of the NCAA tournament. They ended up losing to Michigan State in the second round of the NCAA tournament. And so this is a team that's, once again, a little bit more of a formidable opponent. Nebraska has passed the BYU test. They've passed the Oklahoma test. They've went through with flying colors against the less formidable squads. Here we go. It's New Mexico tonight. You're going to play a back-to-back. Whether you win or lose determines whether or not you play the winner or loser of Kansas State and Mississippi State tomorrow at either 6 or 8 p.m. So it's going to be a good time.
Nick, I got a confession to make.
What's that?
I'm not going to watch that Thursday night football game. I want to watch the Huskers.
I 100% want to watch Nebraska basketball.
And there's no knock against, the Bills and Houston. Houston is now 5-5, 500 for the first time this year.
And how are the Bills going to respond after, they responded well last week, but can they continue some consistency after they lost the one against Miami?
Nick, Nebraska basketball, obviously it's very early in the season. Nebraska sits now, is it 4-0 they're sitting at right now?
They are.
4-0 right now. Like you bet, BYU, exhibition game for the most part, of course, but they showed their wares there. The Oklahoma game, to me it was a deposit in their confidence vault for later on in the year, in my opinion. Because, Nick, I like when teams, especially a team like Nebraska, that's still finding their way. You know,
Sure.
they're still even kind of trying to find their rotation as far as that goes. It's a mental deposit because they can go back. You know, let's look in February, mid-February. It's cold. You know, you've been on the road, you've been at home, but you're in the grind of the season. Yeah. You're going to get into some tough games in the Big Ten Conference.
Absolutely.
We know that. They're going to be able to go back and say, you know what? We don't have to say to ourselves, I wonder if we can do this. We have done it before.
Mm-hmm.
We've come back on a neutral site, okay, down 16, and we pulled it together, and we realized now, doesn't mean they're always going to do it, but it does mean they know they're capable of doing it.
Yeah.
And I think when you know you're capable of doing something because you've done it before, there's evidence that you can do it. So I think it's going to be, I think this game of Oklahoma, like I said, up there just last week, I think that could provide some dividends for them later on in the season when it gets in the hustle and bustle of the Big Ten.
Yeah, I think there's going to be. I've said it. I think there's going to be some ebbs and flows of this year to where there's some teams where Nebraska narrowly escapes with victories against teams that on paper you sit there and go, man, you coming in, you thought Nebraska would be a little more comfortable against these guys, and that's just because they might have a down shooting night with some of their players. But then conversely, there might be some days where you don't give Nebraska much of a shot in their ability to make shots, end up keeping them in the game, and maybe they squeak out an upset or two. And so I think that there's going to be some interesting pieces of it throughout the course of the year. I will say this, though. In years past, there's been a Bryce Williams, and then you're hoping that a Juwan Gary can get warm, right? But now this year, it's you feel confident about Jamarcus Lawrence's ability to go make plays and maybe hit some shots. Price Sanford, you bring him in strictly to be a 3-point sharpshooter, and he's been that the last 3 games for the Huskers. You have a healthy Rink Mass. Berke Bayukangel has been able to at least add somewhere in the 8 to 14 points a game this year, and that's like the comfort spot for him, especially if a lot of those can come at the free throw line. And then you bring in guys like Sam Hoiberg that are just tough it out, grind it out type of players. This team, we always go into the season and we're always like, oh man, this team just feels deep. It feels like they have a lot of options. For what Nebraska wants to play and how they want to play this year in terms of the ability to knock down the perimeter shot, it feels like this has been the best effort, the best foot forward at it for Nebraska basketball under Fred Hoiberg. You go back to the early years and it's like you're asking Hanif Cheatham to shoot 3-point shots from the corner, and that's just not his game. It wasn't at Florida Gulf Coast, and it wasn't at Marquette either. And then it's like, Cam Mack, can you be a facilitator, but can you also be a scorer? And it just, he struggled at times. And you've had bits and pieces, but this is the first time, and hopefully it builds off of it and you can get another 20-win season. This feels like one of the few times that Nebraska has kind of from 1 to 5 on the starting rotation, guys that are meant to be out there and fit this offense well.
You know, the second half, 61 second half points they scored marked their highest single half total in more than 20 years. 105 points was the Huskers' highest total in regulation against D1 opponents since 2018. And to your point, Sanford, with him with Nebraska now, Nick, in a healthy rink, it's this team is formidable.
Yeah.
It's formidable. And Nick, the way they play, this is a team that's not flashy. They bring it's a lunch pail type team so far. Now, granted, it's only 4 games. We get that. 2 of those really only being legit in Brigham Young, which was an exhibition game, and obviously OU.
Yeah.
However, though, in years past, I don't think they're beating Oklahoma. Being down 16, I don't think they're beating BYU either.
The honest truth of it all is with this weekend's going to tell us a lot, because not only your ability on how do you respond on back-to-back days, how do you respond in that regard, but then not so much tonight's game even, but tomorrow's. If they face off against Mississippi State tomorrow, that is going to be a more athletic test than what Oklahoma even was. And that's going to be another team that is a little bit more respectable than even Oklahoma was. And so as you continue to climb this ladder and the trajectory of where Nebraska wants to go, and hopefully as a higher seed in the NCAA tournament when it's all said and done at the end of the season, you got to get past these teams. And these are the wins or losses that show up at times when you're on the bubble.
Right.
And Nebraska's been on both sides of it to where they haven't had a strong enough schedule or strong enough wins early in the year to give them the respect later on in the season when the committee's deciding whether or not they should play in the round of 64.
Well, I think you tweeted the other day. It's a great quad one win form early to get one under your belt early.
Yeah, it's a quad one, and those can fluctuate, obviously, but the way that the quad one wins on a neutral site work on a neutral floor is basically if it is RPI of the opponent is 1 through 49. So opponents 1 through 49. Oklahoma was 42nd in the RPI, so that can obviously fluctuate. If that game, fun fact, if that game was played at home in Lincoln, that actually would not have been a quad one win. It would have been a quad two win. And so playing these games on a neutral site are certainly beneficial at times for Nebraska. And obviously in the NCAA tournament, you're going to have to play at a neutral site, so you might as well get used to it now.
I love how they did it. Nebraska takes them on at 6 p.m. tonight. Folks, we come back. We have the attitude adjustment before we roll off for the day. It's Thursday. It's The Drive. 937 a ticket.
Acreage owner getting ready for winter? Make it easy with John Deere compact tractors and gators from Acres Equipment. Add snow blowers, front blades, cabs, heaters, and loaders to tackle every chore. Right now, in-stock units are priced to move with competitive financing to fit your budget. Get winter ready today at acres.com. Acres Equipment, your acreage handled. Financing subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Not all customers qualify. See dealer for details.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Acreage owner getting ready for winter? Make it easy with John Deere compact tractors and gators from Acres Equipment. Add snow blowers, front blades, cabs, heaters, and loaders to tackle every chore. Right now, in-stock units are priced to move with competitive financing to fit your budget. Get winter ready today at acres.com. Acres Equipment, your acreage handled. Financing subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Not all customers qualify. See dealer for details.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln area. We are going to keep this train rolling in a big way with new half-ton and 4x4 pickup trucks starting at $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You heard that right, $12,500 off list price or 0% financing. You pick which one works better for you. Please stop on in the dealership and meet the team or check us out at coppellcars.com. Stock number C280930. All deals with approved credit.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hey, Lincoln and the surrounding area. Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts is now open at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G and ready to help you improve your general health. If you're experiencing pain, headaches, or any other issues, give Yin and Yang Acupuncture a call today at 402-480-1014 to schedule your appointment. For those struggling with deep tissue pain or just need an experienced massage therapist to melt the stress away, call Rune Wind Healing Arts at 402-601-9721 and schedule your appointment now. Visit Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts today in Lincoln at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G.
This Black Friday, it is time to hit your goals before the new year even starts. At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, get 40% off our next 10-week challenge, plus 6 weeks for free to kickstart your fitness journey. Start training December 1st with kickboxing, strength training, and personalized nutrition. So when our official challenge begins January 10th, you're already ahead of the game. Spots are limited. Don't wait for January to make your resolution. Start strong now. Visit fxbeatlincoln.com or stop by one of our 2 locations at South 40th and Yankee Hill or North 70th and Vine. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Stronger starts here.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new Delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get 1 half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back for the last segment. It's been an awesome ride. Kind of a recap of today's show. Of course, we discussed the politicians with their hands in the pot, if you would, stirring some things up. And Nick, just kind of go on that again, man. Like I said, if you're an AD, man, at some of those institutions, or even a coach thinking about going to those institutions, man, you better have first of all, you got to have thick skin in the first place.
Yeah.
But also going in knowing that you might just be a rubber stamp, as far as that goes, is because it might just be stamp only and not an authority or influence as far as that goes. So it's a different situation there. Of course, 10 o'clock, we broke down Penn State, the rivalry's going on there. We have 2 more sleeps. I think Nebraska flies out tomorrow to the East Coast for the game Saturday night at 6 p.m. Again, we discussed also the coaching carousel that's going on. And now that It looks like Lane is probably going to be packing up, heading further to the east to Florida. That's not set in stone yet. Kind of reiterate that. That is not set in stone, but it's looking like that. So we'll see what happens there. Who's the next person up? Institutions have a ways to go on that. Folks, the AD attitude adjustment today, and I was talking about this a little bit with Jack, as far as doing, my in-laws are in the fields right now harvesting. Actually, take that back. I texted my father-in-law just this morning. They finished up yesterday.
Oh, okay.
They finally finished up yesterday. But, Nick, the only reason why the farmers across the great state of Nebraska and across the country were in the fields, because they put in the work in the spring. Oftentimes, folks, we can expect, and maybe not you, but I'm not going to say for myself, there's times I'm like, well, why am I not getting this? Why am I not doing it? Well, AD, how many seeds did you plant in that particular area where you wanted to reap a harvest? Regardless if that's a job, that's your health, that's at home, relationship, whatever it may be. I'm no expert in none of those things, but I do know this. Don't expect a harvest if you didn't plant any seeds. Look at it recruiting. Nick, we'll bring it back to football if you would.
Yeah.
You got to, have those relationships early on. You can't expect a harvest if you didn't put in the work. Going to the small high schools, going to little cafes, making those inroads, going to the camps. You got to put in the work if you want to reap a harvest. So, folks, whatever it takes, put in that work in those areas you want to reap a harvest at.
We're one day closer, AD.
Yes, we are,
Here
man.
we go.
I'm really excited to see what Nebraska looks like under the lights again, but on the East Coast this time against a formidable opponent that's got a lot to play for, because Penn State cannot blink one time because they're out of it as far as a bowl game if they don't.
100%. Husker Hoops tonight.
Here we go. Ladies again beat the smoke out of Oral Roberts last night by about 30. Speaking of 30, Britt had 30 points last night. She is just establishing herself big time. Folks, thanks for riding with us. We'll ride with you tomorrow. 937 Ticket.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays.